I'm your girl Ebs, and welcome to our episode. Am I the drama? We don't know. And I have my amazing co host with me. Both Duell and Dr. Dre are in the building. And to get this episode started, Duell, what you brewing on? How's your day going?
Hello, hello, hello. I am brewing on an orange poppy. Lately, I've been really into like the poppy drinks. I know last week I kind of debuted my new love for them. So today I'm doing the orange one, which is like addictive. So I'm ready to get into some brew and banter, and that's what I'm really getting ready to get into.
Hmm.
Okay.
He even got his
And
hair done so we could get her into it.
right, got the hair just looking all slayed. I see.
I mean,
You know,
since today's episode is about Am I the Drama, I might as well be the drama.
the dream.
Mm.
Who else? Who else? I mean, who else could be
That's
the
okay. No, nobody, you right. You're the only one causing the drama.
Speaking of Dr. Dre in the building, what you got sipping on in your
Hey,
cup?
Haterade?
that's exactly what it is. Haterade in the form of whiskey and ginger beer because me and whiskey are getting along quite famously these days. So I'm just gonna go ahead and. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's right there. That's doing it.
Well, I'm gonna piggyback with you on the whiskey. I got myself a pickleback, which is pickle juice and whiskey. So there's that whiskey. Cheers to whiskey being our BFFs forever.
Exactly. Cheers, indeed.
So
Cheers.
cheers to the whiskey. So
Next time,
speaking of
bring a better
whiskey,
drink.
right? There isn't. It just goes down really
You
good.
know what? Maybe you are the drama. If he wants to be the drama today, let him be the drama today.
Mm.
He's definitely the drama today, and he's gonna bring it all.
Hmm.
Starting
Yes,
with
in Dr. Dre later this episode.
right.
Hmm.
No problem.
So speaking of drama, it's been a crazy week, y'all. It's been a crazy week.
It's been a
My
crazy
fellow
week.
Sag is over here acting up on Twitter, also known as X. What y'all, what y'all think about this Nicki Minaj and Cardi B debacle?
I don't know if
Feud.
we have enough time because Nikki by herself is drama. Let's just
Mm.
say it. Even though, we love both. We love Nicki and we love Cardi, but they just can't seem to like, call a truce between them. I don't know what's going on with these girls. Maybe they need a kumbaya moment. Maybe they need to come to Jesus.
Mm. Yes. Come
We
directly
need
to
to call like,
Jesus. That's what they
yeah,
need.
we need to call Ayana to fix these two's lives.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out why it is that they have to be like I don't. I'll never understand the internet beef. I'm just not gonna be the one that puts all my business. If I'm upset with either one of you two, I'm gonna reach out to one of you two. I'm not gonna put vague, let alone specific things on specific internet or on social media or whatever, just so y'all can be called out by everyone. I think that's wild, but it is wildly entertaining as well. Let's be clear.
Oh, it's extremely entertaining. Definitely. I
Yes.
just, I feel bad for Nikki because it's like she's crashing. Like this is all like I'm
Mm,
just like in. She's doing it publicly, and it's just like, man, like who's in her camp? Who's hurt you? Like
right.
just like Cardi
All
over
of
here
the
with
above.
her own business selling CDs up in New York for
On the
$15
train.
nine on the train and on the street doing it old school style. Like if you in New York, you know how it is. She had the blanket laid out with her CDs on it on the street, just
Hmm.
selling her stuff. And just mind
Hmm.
her business, winning her court cases, twerk it, just leave her alone. Just, baby, you take it. Just in her own world, just loving life. And it's just like,
Hmm.
here comes
And she's expecting as well. So, she's just living
Right.
her best life right now.
living her best life. Yeah. Yeah. And I just feel like, damn, Nick, E, what's going on?
Right.
I
The
think Nikki's
last.
always been jealous of Cardi in some way because it's like Nikki came out first, Cardi came out after her. Cardi is kind of getting into spaces that Nikki has not really been in because people like Cardi's personality. Cardi is a good time gal. She has that, very, endearing accent of hers. She's just down. She's real. She's gonna, spit. She's giving to you straight, no chaser. Speaking of ruin and bantering, like she is that girl. And I think Nikki's just kind of was threatening to share the spotlight with someone like that. I think she just assumed that, she was going to be the only one on top, but there are going to be so many other female rappers who are going to come after you who respect you, respect your position, but they got to have their moment to shine too. You got Cardi, you got Glorilla, you know, you got all these girls that are coming up. Megan, well, Megan, yeah, is a little bit, let's change that order, but still, there's room for all of them to thrive. But I think it's just they both are very, you know, contentious with each other, and they both have these really big personalities. And usually, oftentimes, those personalities are going to clash,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But hopefully, they'll find peace at some point because they're grown women. They both are mothers. Hopefully, they'll find some common ground.
But did we see like Eve and Debrat and even Queen Latifah beefing with new female rap artists that came out? You didn't see that kind of stuff. It was like, congratulations, you broke in just like I did, and let's do some collaborations. Let's move forward with this in this genre. I don't understand why it's such a big deal. But what's interesting to me is the last post that I saw from Cardi to Nicki was basically telling her get some help. It was the rudest way you could ever tell anybody to get some help, but she said get some help. Something is going on over there. We see it. We see that man you're with is using you. He is making sure that you are continuously high so he can spend up all your money. Somebody needs to be in your corner looking out for you. And here I am just telling you the truth. Get you some help. Come see me if you need to. I think that come see me
I
part
think
was more
so.
like you can get whooped. But
You're right. I
still.
think that's what it is. Like because you talked about a kid. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna throw another shoe at you.
Right. But I mean, she also spoke some truth. Something's going on in Nikki's camp, and she said, "Please get some help." There was no please. That would have been more polite, but there was no please. But there was some get some help and a lot of caps and a lot of curse words. But the message deep down, like way below the surface message, was I care. Someone cares. Get some help. That's way down, like really deep behind all the posts.
Behind on the post. Somebody out there
Yeah.
care about you to get some help.
What she should have done is at the end of that post send her better help link and her promo code as well if you're gonna be petty. But the thing is, that's just
Not,
me. But
not better help.
Not the
the
promo
better help
code.
link, you want to make sure she gets her 20% off.
Right. So say
Times is hard. She ain't really selling records right now, so you're trying to help a sister out. But the thing is, I think that yeah, I agree with Dre. I think there's something going on in Nikki's camp. I think it could be something personal in her household that is throwing her off kilter because she hasn't necessarily put out anything in such a long time. You know, I'm I'm not choosing sides. I like Nicki, but as far as like who I listen to when I'm working out, it's gonna be Cardi. Cardi's gonna get my cardio up. Get it? So you can laugh, Dre. Just because you're a doctor, Dre, you can laugh. You don't have to be
Oh.
serious all the
Oh,
time.
okay. Oh.
You can laugh. It's fine. It's fine.
he
I'm
said,
just doing. I'm
I
just
got
working
like
out my
I can
material here. But
oh.
yeah, I agree. I think something is going. I agree with Dre. Something going on in her camp. She's not focused, so she's finding a way to be relevant, which is start another beef with somebody you've already been beefing with. Like just it could be anything. Cardi could have said anything. Nikki's gonna jump on it. She's gonna respond because she needs that energy back and forth. But the thing is, I don't even think that Cardi really started it. I think Nikki has always been the initiator of these
I don't
beefs
yeah, I don't
between
know
them.
what started their beef actually. I just know for this one, you just woke up on a Monday and Nikki was texting away or tweeting away. And it's just like
Something triggered her. It could be
something
something triggered because Cardi's put out new music. Cardi's everywhere. It's like Cardi, Cardi, Cardi. So it's like she feels like okay, I'm not putting anything out there, so I need to jump on something. I need to, she could look at me funny, and I'm gonna jump in because you know even that publicity is good publicity for Nicki. Like her name is in the papers, people are talking about her. Now it should be about her music, but it's not, unfortunately. So it's envy. It's like it's unfortunate to say, but it's envy. But the industry does pit these women against each other and kind of adds gasoline to a brush fire that's already happening. And the fans, and the fans also do it too. They kind of separate them as well. Either you're in this camp or you're in that camp. So I just don't like to see it. But I'm
So
hoping, like I said, I hope they be able to work things out.
yeah, I doubt it. They got kids involved, but it looks like that
Yeah.
it became the beef started because Cardi misinterpreted her words. She thought the beef she was talking about her, and it was actually a beef between Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj, and so that
Mm.
started it. She threw I think she threw a shoe at her at the Met Gala or something like that. A while
Cardi
back.
threw a shoe at her, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't
Cardi threw
Cardi
a
throw
shoe
her shoe?
yeah, threw her shoe at Nicki Minaj, and then I guess Nicki Minaj is just going. I feel like she's going back, rehashing the people who she's felt wronged by because she didn't just name. It wasn't just Cardi. She went after Jay-Z again, and I think she named about like 24 people. Still trying to figure out who's Poo Poo James or yeah, I think it's like somebody named Poo Poo James or I don't know that she was talking about as well. So it's
Poo-poo.
just it's just or
Not
it's
Poo
just
Poo James.
so I'm just she's just going through it. And what do you guys think though? Do you think that it has to do with her spouse, like she's on the demise? It like that since they've been together, she's kind of taken a turn for the worse, or do you just think it's her own doing?
I personally will not blame an external reason for somebody making the decisions that they made. If
Absolutely,
she's using drugs or if she's going downhill, it's because she is responding negatively to whatever it is that is triggering her.
absolutely.
Sounds like she needs to get some better coping skills, and I hope that she does.
That's, that's yeah.
And that's why we call him Dr. Dre, because he got the answers. More to come later.
You know
Speaking
what
of,
wasn't? Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. What were you saying? What were you saying?
I was going to say what wasn't misinterpreted today was that sentence that came down.
Oh, oh, they did it.
We call it Diddy's dilemma here.
Diddy
Let's
has
That's
been
dish.
delivered. He's been delivered to the steps of the prison. I tell you, oh Lord Jesus, he's been delivered.
Your package is here.
praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. So, what do y'all? You think it was a fair sentence?
I
Or
He
she,
should got
think
more time.
yeah,
I think that the amount of time that he got for the crime that he was actually convicted of is proper. I might get some hate for that because people are thinking that I think that people are thinking that the sentence that he got should have included, people are sentencing him on public opinion right now, not on the actual charges that he was convicted of. So the charges that he actually got, I think that was, probably was it racketeering? That's the only thing he got convicted of.
it wasn't even
Mhm.
racketeering. It was prostitution
Dang, what?
and Mann Act.
Well, now see, I'm lost. Now, what did
Might have
he?
been. It might have been, but I thought it was. Was it racketeering? Because I thought it was the RICO Act. Yeah, and he got dismissed from the RICO Act.
Oh,
And
he was acquitted of the
correct,
racketeering.
yeah,
Okay, guilty of transporting his ex-girlfriends over state lines for sexual encounters. Okay,
and that's part of the Mann Act, and then prostitution.
transportation to engage in prostitution. Okay, all right. I mean, so what he basically did was like move some people
Take a
around.
prostitute on a vacation.
I mean, that's kind of how it sounds. Am I wrong?
Right. I can't take you out of state.
I mean, if
On a
you
date.
did, so if you got convicted of prostitution charge alone within the state, you might not even get any jail time. You might get probation. You might have to pay a fine. You might, nothing like 4 years and some months in jail. So the only difference between somebody getting one of those charges and this is that he took them from Cali to Nevada or wherever else, he decided to cross the line. That is it. And it maybe I'm being too nonchalant about it, but I think the time that he got
He should have
was
kept his
enough.
hose in the same area code.
Be real. Exactly. He should have asked Ludacris before he decided to go out about his business.
What are your thoughts on it,
I'm
Joel?
just saying. I'm just saying. Are we gonna forget about the assault? You know, like, are we just gonna forget about the whole thing that he assaulted a young woman and it was on camera? Like, are we just gonna dismiss that? Like, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to. I don't want to lock a brother up either. But the thing is, if you did the crime, you got to do the time. Yeah, we got the racketeering, we got the prostitution, taking people over on different area codes. I get it. But the thing is, it's like, if he was anybody else, I feel like this is light compared to anybody else. A regular person would have been charged what they were charged and be up in there at least 10 years, at least. But I think with Diddy, like, he's probably going to do good behavior. He's probably going to stay to himself, and he's probably going to get out earlier than we expect he's going to get out. He might, if they say 4, he might do 3.
You're
You
not
I
know,
wrong,
think
and I
that's what I'm
think
saying.
I agree with the whole the assault being on video thing, and he should definitely be. I think he should be charged for that. Unfortunately, the prosecution was not charging him with any kind of assault,
because
so that
yeah,
means that it could still be brought up. Now that
no,
it's already on.
it
Just because
It's
it's
absolutely
on court
done. If they're going to
record,
bring it up
it
then.
absolutely not, because the statute of limitations on it has ran out, and that's why they never charged him for
you know what? I'm tired of you being legal.
it. I'm just saying.
We
I
need
just
her. We need her.
I'm just saying he's absolutely was not charged with it. It was to show the character of the person in the relationship, because the statute of limitations ran out. You can't go back and charge somebody for something that you didn't charge, that wasn't brought up at the time. Now, if she would have went and filed the charges at the time the assault happened, then yeah, he would have definitely been convicted for domestic abuse. He would
Right,
not have been spending 4 years in prison for it, but he would have gotten charged with domestic abuse.
right.
So
And
it's his
if he
character
did,
is going to be.
I would have said,
You
yeah,
said
go
what?
ahead, give him some more time.
No, I'm just
If
saying
that
his
was in there.
character is going to be, always judged for that act. But I think if you look at the time that he was supposed to have, 11 years is the max that you can charge for what he got charged for, and they split it right down the middle. And
There you go.
you have one of the people they were trying to get to even testify was like, she wrote a letter like, I was not sex trafficked. Like this, the prosecution kept bullying me to tell me that I was, when I continued to tell them that I was not sex trafficked. So I think it was an overzealous case that just wasn't played out right. I think they were too
Mhm.
quick to bring it to a prosecution and not really have all their ducks in the row. Because if so, he probably could have done more time and should probably have done more time, but it just didn't. It didn't make sense. The charges didn't make sense for what you have one person. If he had a
They
multiple
wasted.
people, yeah, that he was in a relationship with, that was very toxic and abusive, and then there's people who were just a witness to it. And
Hmm.
but I think if there was multiple people that it was involved, it might have stuck. But when you look at this, like, did you look at the situation between them? And I think that's why the jury couldn't even find that to stick. Like, we can't charge him with the RICO. It's just a
Yeah,
freaky ass. It's
they wasted time and money. Honestly,
yeah.
I mean, it's good.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean, it's
trying to
good that he
chop them
got
up on
his.
charges.
Yeah, that's what they wasted time on. They wasted time on the research trying to figure out how they can do some more contacting that person that you said that wrote the letter in and said, please leave. Like they were like, leave me alone.
Please leave me
I'm not
alone.
participating in this.
Right.
You're wasting your time and the state's money bothering me with your nonsense. And it was
Hmm.
a federal case.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're wasting
I
the
expected a
country's
lot
time
more
and
out of it.
money.
Yeah.
Right.
I expected a lot more evidence. I expected a lot more, like, smoking guns than
Hmm.
than what was presented. Because I'm like,
Right.
y'all gotta have more than baby oil. Like that can't be the end all.
Not more than baby oil. We're charging him with the unlawful use of Johnson and Johnson,
Johnson and Johnson. Johnson and Johnson. He got stocks in Johnson Johnson. He got bottles of Johnson Johnson. There's lots of Johnson Johnson.
Is there too much Johnson?
and he's using Tylenol.
This is ridiculous.
Not the Tylenol.
Maybe now we got to deal with a headache just because he said we can't use Tylenol. Now I got to deal with a
Right.
headache.
'Cause-
Mm-hmm.
oh, man, but yeah. No. Well, he got, like you said, he'll probably be out. I guess I estimate that he'll be out by summer 2027. Just in time.
Really?
Just in time to get
I
another.
say the following summer.
You think so? Because okay, and it might be the following summer, but he's already served 13 months, so that's time and a half. So now that cuts that, or that's already time served. So now you put the 50 months that he has, subtract that 13 months that he stayed in jail. What's that? 15 minus
37.
37 months. So that's a little over 3 years. And then he's probably going to be on some good behavior stuff. He was already doing good in jail. So, and with feds, I think you serve like about 90% of your time. So he'll be out by like 2 years, 2.5.
Wow.
He'll be back out kicking it in no time, I'm sure. Because they're gonna have to go ahead and release all of his property, all of his bank, all this stuff now. That's the pro for him, is that this stuff is all done. He's been sentenced. Everything that they seized from him now has to be released, and he'll live a what's the word I'm trying to think of, a gifted life in prison. He'd be able to get whatever he wants. It doesn't matter.
Commissaries.
Everybody know.
Everybody gonna be coming to
Exactly.
his cell. Yo, what you got, man? What you got at that commissary?
Everybody-
Diddy.
They
I
all
need
know
this.
what he had. They all know who he is, what kind of money he's got. Those CEOs are going to be in there talking about what can we do for you, and then what can you do for us.
He
They're going to figure it out.
He gonna start a whole new his little freak parties. He gonna have a whole new definition of
Yeah, freak off and sell G.
starting at 7:00.
When lights are
Lights are
out. Lights out.
That actually segues kind of nicely into my first letter for the Ask Dr. Dre segment.
Oh.
You guys asked for, we're giving you a second dose of Ask Dr. Dre.
Ask Dr. Dre. I actually have 2 letters. So they are pretty interesting. They're kind of deep, so I might need some help from the 2 of you just in case I falter, but I won't because I'm Dr. Dre. Let's be clear. Are you guys ready for this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me set this up. Okay. Dear Dr. Dre, I'm writing to you because I'm struggling with a situation that I don't know how to handle on my own. I'm in a relationship with someone who is currently in prison, named Diddy, and while I love and support them, I've been carrying the weight of my personal struggles in silence. I've been keeping my more serious issues to myself because I wanted to protect their peace of mind and help them stay in high spirits while they're serving their time, which is noble, right? But lately, it has become harder and harder for me to hide what I'm going through. My partner noticed the change in me, and when I finally opened up about what was really happening in my life, they didn't take it well. It seemed like they couldn't cope with the truth, and now I feel torn. Like I either have to hide my pain to keep them strong or be honest and risk hurting them in the process. What should I do? How can I take care of myself without bringing my partner down while they're incarcerated? Sincerely, Olivia. And Olivia said we could use her name. That's why I used it, just so you know. So that is a tough situation. I want to first acknowledge that it is dealing with being in a long distance relationship, let alone being in a relationship with somebody who is incarcerated, is a very heavy thing. It's very difficult to balance your own life as well as try to figure out how to balance their life. Usually, it's a financial thing. It is it's an emotional thing. It's very difficult to even understand what people who are incarcerated are going through. So to be able to support them financially and emotionally is already a very difficult thing. And if you've been doing it for a period of time, congrats to you because you are stronger than most. But here's the truth: you cannot pour from an empty cup. So if you are going through something at home that is causing you to feel separated from the person that you are dealing with that is incarcerated, you need to take some time for yourself to make sure that your cup is full before you can pour any of your liquid into theirs. They really can't do anything for themselves because they are incarcerated, and you need to make sure that you're okay. And if you don't feel like the relationship is allowing you to be fully human, then it is something that you might need to reevaluate. And it doesn't mean that you have to unload every detail of your problems at home, because when you do that, it can be difficult for somebody who's incarcerated to be able to properly react or to be able to cope with that. Because, like I said before, people who are incarcerated really can't do much for you from there other than maybe be emotionally supportive when they have phone time or when you can communicate with them. So it's a very difficult situation already. But you also need your own outlets. You have to be, I want to make sure that you have um, I want to make sure that the person that's incarcerated, your partner, isn't your only outlet. You have to have friends, you have to have family, you have to have your own hobbies, you have to have stress relievers and your own healthy coping skills to make sure that you can get through the situation when he or if he is not available for that emotional support. So, my advice is this: I need you to stay honest, right? Learn to pace how you share what it is that's going on with you in your life. If it's something that you can handle on your own, handle it. If it's something that you feel like you need help with, share it with them. It's not, you don't have to be, how do I want to say this? As I said before, people in prison can't really do much, so you can't pour it all onto them and expect them to fix it. But what you can do is tell them how you're feeling, tell them about the situation, and then let them know that you are out of ideas, and maybe they can give you something, some kind of idea to help you move forward through this situation. So, um, just be real, continue to choose love, and that is my advice from Dr. Dre.
Very sound
Is that
advice.
okay? I was like, what do you guys think? Because I'm like, was that good or not?
No, it was good because, like I said, you got to be 100 with everybody. You know, she's this one young lady is, you know, in a relationship with someone who's incarcerated. That is stressful. You're not able to see that person. You're not able to physically touch that person. You know, it can take a toll on your personal relationship with them, your intimacy, all of that. So, like I said, things happen in life, and you want to share with that person. So you were right on the money. You know, it's like you don't want to unload all your stuff because it's going to be hard for them to empathize with you because they're going through something that's very traumatic. Being incarcerated is a whole another animal. You know, just like you're missing them, they are missing you. And they're just, counting the days on the calendar until they're released. So I think you approached it with care and empathy, her question. I just, like I said, I would add that, you know what, like you said, monitor what you're going to say, but at the same time, I would also seek her to possibly, speak with a professional about how she's feeling going forward, and how to navigate being in this type of long distance relationship. Because, like, it's not like this person is in a different state, where you can fly to them, once a month or twice a month. The dynamic of the relationship has changed, and it could take a toll on that one person who is communicating. So I would say, I would add on to what you're saying, just maybe suggest that she, speak to a professional, therapist on how to navigate things, but also give herself grace, in this, because like I said, you can't blame yourself, it's not all on you. You can only do so much. You can go up there, you can, visit. Some of the visits can be conjugal. I don't judge, but whatever helps you keep that connection with that person, writing them letters, I don't know if they get a chance to like video chat. I don't know. I've never been in the system. So I don't know, but find other ways to reach out to that person. Send them a book. I don't know, maybe read a book that you like. Y'all can do like a little book club. Leave little notes in the book of things that you want to share with that person, little post-it notes or whatever. I think that's cute. But I was just saying that could be some other options that you could suggest, for her to deal with her loneliness and her feelings and things like that while, her man is, is locked up.
Incarcerated.
So
Hmm.
Yeah, I think your advice is good. It's sound. Having an outlet. It is like you guys all said. It's very stressful to have a significant other that's not close to you, and then also having to go have home life problems just mount up and feeling like the walls are closing in. So it's, yeah, having a support system, realizing that this person can't really do anything to get you out that situation, and then that stress, that puts pressure on him as well, because as a man you want to be the to your partner, you want to be able to shield them from any pain or anything that they're going through and protect them, and he's unable to do that. So I'm sure his mind is racking, going in circles, just knowing that he's not there to protect you, or he's not there to give you comfort in the sense of taking you out of the situation.
Right.
So having, like you said, knowing and picking what it is you're gonna say, what problems you're gonna share with him, that it's just mindful about it. And I know when you're going through a problem, sometimes we aren't as mindful. We just kind of, we want to share with our partner, like, this is what we're going through,
Hmm.
and I need you to fix it. But just like you said, be mindful, have those people who you can share those really, who is physically there to lend that type of physical support that you need for the problems that are too hard to share to your significant other, at least until you get out of it. Like, like once you've solved the problem, you can go back. Because I also don't, you don't want to feel like you're hiding stuff from your significant other. But it's like, if it's a problem that he can't help in any way but lend the emotional support, and you need some other type of support, tell him about it after you fix the problem or after the situation's been resolved. Because then now you
That's
guys
good.
can have a talk about, this is what was going on, but this was the outer, the result of it, and I was able to handle it. It gives him a little load off his shoulders, knowing that, okay, I don't have to be there. I'm not there to help her in the situation, but she was able to handle it on her own, and
Hmm.
is able, is feeling better after the fact. Um,
Right.
but my heart goes out to you, Olivia, and just stay strong. You're like Dr. Dre said, you're stronger than most. To be there to, just be a support for him on the outside, and people incarcerated need that, because it's it's a lonely life, and it's just, to have that taken away, and then you don't have that connection with anybody on the outside. So
Right.
kudos to you.
in the words of
Oh.
Tupac, gotta keep your head up.
Mm.
Keep your head up,
Not
Olivia.
the,
Keep
not
keep your head up.
the
Things are
Your
good.
love may be on lockdown, but not your spirit.
Not your spirit. Not your
Love
spirit.
lie down. Your love lie down. All right, Olivia, if you have an update on that, please feel free to give me a shout out at Dr. Dre 1984 at gmail.com and let me know what exactly you have decided to do or if any of our advice helped you out. I've got one more letter from Mark.
Ooh, Mark.
Uh, this is another
Ooh.
one. It's also a little deep, but let's see. Dear Dr. Dre, I'm currently working through the fourth step of the AA program, and I have to be honest, I'm terrified. The idea of taking a searching and fearless moral inventory of myself feels overwhelming. And when I think about the possibility of making amends later on, it makes me want to shut down completely. I know this step is important for my recovery, but I keep hitting a wall. Part of me wants to hold back, to skip over the things that scare me most. Uh-oh. But I also know that would mean I'm not being fully honest with myself or the process. How do I move forward when the thought of opening up feels so impossible? What can I do to face this step without running from it? Sincerely, Mark. So Personally, I have never gone through the AA program myself, but I have read it over. I've read that the Book of Bill, uh, that is the basis for the AA program. And first off, let me say that you are not alone in feeling this way. Taking a moral inventory, a moral and fearless inventory of your wrongdoings is a difficult thing for anyone, let alone somebody who has been dampening their feelings with alcohol for however long you've been doing it. And the fear that you're actually experiencing is a sign that you're taking this whole thing seriously. So kudos to you starting there. I also want to let you know that the key here is that the fourth step, according to what I read, the fourth step is not it's not about perfection. It is about figuring out what it is that you may have done wrong in your past, if it is related to alcohol or not. And it's about progress and it's about honesty. So as long as you are moving forward, um, and trying to figure out, trying to understand what it is that you have done wrong while you were under the influence or while you were in your uh, addiction, then you're already making a lot of progress. Also, you don't have to do this alone. If you are in an AA group, there are plenty of people there that can support you. If you don't already have a sponsor, get a sponsor. Usually, the sponsors are people who have been there, who have been sober and have been working the program for a number of years, and they'll be able to properly guide you through your fourth step. And as for when it comes to making amends, um, don't jump ahead. Amends are not till step six. So step four is just making a list of all the things that you may or may not have done wrong, the names and numbers of people that you have wronged in the past, and just reviewing it basically. You don't have to start making amends with those people until step six. So you have two more steps before you have to jump ahead and start thinking about how you're going to fix things. And of course, anybody who has wronged anybody, and at least in my opinion, if I've wronged somebody, I want to hurry up and fix it. But if there are some wrongs that you have done in the past that are more serious than others, sometimes you need to take some time to understand why it was wrong and how you can best approach making amends to the people that you care about. And most of all, be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. You are at the point where you are trying to fix yourself, and you might be reviewing these things that you feel like you need to make amends for, and you're beating yourself up. Don't do that. Please don't, because the fact that you are here now trying to fix what you broke in the past is it's already saying a lot about the person that you are, or at least the person that you want to be. So do your best to not beat yourself up. Keep going. You are stronger than you think. And best regards to you, Mark.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
It is tough.
That's a tough one.
So we had some deep ones today, a couple of deep
You did.
ones.
Mm.
You did. Oh
Well,
man.
fall is about change. Fall is about
Yes.
change. You have to be willing to change with the season. And you are in a new season right now. You are starting over in your new stage. So you have to take the curveballs as they come. You can't, expect that they're all going to keep coming at you at the same time. All you can do is knock one at a time. You don't want to, like Dre said, you don't want to skip steps because you got to understand the meaning behind those steps, because every small step is a step toward change. So if you skip step and you're so worried about six when you're on four, you're not going to understand the importance of four or five because you're worried about six, you know. And yeah, making amends is going to be hard because there's some people that you have to understand, may not be ready to hear what you have to say or may not be ready to forgive, and they need time to process still to get to that place of forgiveness. But for now, with four, it's like, okay, let me just air out all my grievances the things that have, that I've done in the past, the disappointments, the hurt, the pain, all of that, the misdeeds, whatever I can think of, them just list it, so that I can be clear and take accountability for my actions and my life and who I am before I can move on to the next. So, Dre, you were spot on again about about the advice that you gave them, because sometimes, like, I think people, you know, there, like I said, this your listener is, is going through a tough time. It's not hard, it's a difficult road when you're dealing with addiction. You have to take, and the main thing is about taking accountability. And sometimes it's hard to look in that mirror, but at the same time, I agree with you. You have to give yourself grace, be gentle to yourself during this process, because if you're not gentle to yourself, you're not able to receive the knowledge and the wisdom and the love and the experience that this is. We all, like Donnie McClurkin says, we fall down, but we get up. Yeah. So we all do it. So you're not alone. You have Dr. Dre, you have the Bruin Banter crew here. So just know that after this inquiry that we hopefully will be able to check in with you. And like I said, you got Dr. Dre's email, so hit us up.
Most definitely.
I think I just want to add to that message. You got to forgive yourself before you can ask others for forgiveness. And I think looking at this step and taking a self inventory allows you to go through that list and forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for whatever you did. And as Joelle said, give yourself grace. But we're all human. We all make mistakes. It's very hard to ask others to forgive us for what we've done to them. And you may get rejected when you get to step 6. But you've forgiven yourself in step 4. So the burden is off of you.
Right.
And I think that that's the important thing in that step of learning your character defects and understanding what caused this to happen, where life took a wrong turn for you, and allowing yourself to sit with that emotion, cry, have a catharsis, and hug yourself for every step.
Mm-hmm.
And some hugs might be harder than the other. Like some when you take that self inventory, you might look back and really hate yourself for some stuff that you did. But remember, the person then is not the person now. And the little child that was crying then needs a hug now. So just forgive yourself.
Hug yourself.
Hug yourself.
Come on, Deaconess. Deaconess. Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Can a church say amen?
And amen.
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 A-M-E-N-T.
Amen.
All right, that's all the letters I have for today, and that's what Dr. Dre has to say.
Okay, that was
in the spirit of fall.
In the spirit of fall, making some changes, and it's never too late. Too late. Well, thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of Bruin Banter. I know we started off a little light, but got a little heavy. Sometimes it's needed. Catch us next week. We have a special announcement next week, but we're gonna hold on to it. We're not gonna say anything, but we are excited. So tune in with us next week. And yes, that is another episode of Bruin Banter in the bag. Thank y'all for tuning in with us, and y'all have a great evening. We out this morning.
Have a great week.